Hi. Don't mind me just casually sitting here, not noticing the camera. I've been sitting here trying to do this for like 20 minutes just for this little snippet. You may have noticed that I am not in my typical spot, and that's because I moved cross country to the Big Apple. Something I voluntarily did and was a thing that I wanted to do. I thought it'd be fine. It'd be great. I have been in a perpetual state of everything's fine. There's a reason why people hate moving. Because I have been so overwhelmed with everything, naturally I thought I'd let Pinterest decide what I draw and do all of the thinking for me. I've set up some rules. First thing being, I am going to use 3 reference photos. The next thing is I'm going to use a random number generator to pick between 1 and the number of pins I have saved on my drawing inspo board. And once I have my drawing, I'm going to use the color cubes from Sarah Renee Clark to pick my color scheme. And I'm also going to give myself a time limit of 2 hours. I'm essentially just trying to take away all decision making right now because I simply can't. I simply can't be bothered. And I thought it'd be a fun challenge. So I've got my drawing wait. Oh, there we go. It was taking a moment to load. I am working off of very slow internet right now. It's been fun. It's been a fun time trying to get better internet here. I've got 609 pins here. We've got the random number generator. I'm also doing this challenge in hopes of whittling down a lot of the pins that I've saved on Pinterest because I've saved a lot and I'd like to justify all the time that I've spent on Pinterest. So let's do it. Gonna go from 1 to 609. I'm gonna do 3 pictures. So the first one, number 139. I didn't fully think about the fact that I'm going to have to count these out. Unless there's some way I can... No. Okay. Well, oh God, I have to count. Oh God, I have to count. Okay. All right. Let me count. For the record, I do know how to count. I forgot Pinterest boards don't line up their pins in a row directly, and there was this one stupid long pin that was messing up my counting even more. Trust me, I can count to like 150. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You know, the random number generator was a good idea, except for I forgot I had so many pins saved. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to scroll at random and just kind of pick. I'll pick 3 like that. You know what? I'm going to close my eyes. I'll scroll and then point. Okay. Okay, we've got a really long... Why did I save this? Okay, a really long pin about moths. I'm going to download this image and then delete. Gonna remove this. Have I mentioned that I've been working off of very slow internet? Like very slow internet? So much fun already. I'm going to scroll, close my eyes. I hope that stuff is loading. Move my mouse around. Stop. Okay. Okay. Got a cat eating a fish. Also delete this pin. Make sure we don't get this again. And then I've got one more. Okay. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And stop. Another cat. This is going to be a cat forward drawing. Let me open up my pictures here. Oh my God. Such a big... Okay, that's great. So we've got this pin about different caterpillars and like their moth forms. Wow, these are crazy. Ooh, he looks cute and spiky. Oh, so pretty. It's really pretty colors. I was honestly kind of expecting it to be a lot more randomized, but it feels very similar, especially with the 2 cat pictures. But yeah, this is what we're working with. Let's see what we can do with it. I have my iPad right here. I'm gonna start off by doing some thumbnail ideas first. So we can have obviously a kitty cat, the little like fern / spiky element from the caterpillar. Man, it's hard to think of ideas on the spot. I think I might have bee be the subject of this piece. Could add a fish as well. Some leaves, probably. Bring this into here. Because I'm just like blanking on ideas. I made this little doodle of bee. Don't think I've talked about my second cat that I recently got. Her name is Bee. She's a little kitten. She was so tiny when we first got her. So she does bite quite a lot. She bites a lot. She loves food. She is still a kitten. It's kind of hard to include more things than just biting and food. That's kind of just been her right now. I may have to think on this some more and get back to you guys on this one. A couple days later, I sat down and came up with this design. Sometimes you gotta sleep on it, let your brain kind of stew on the idea, come back to it the next day. This might be a lazy artist thing, but 9 times out of 10, I end up just going with the first thumbnail I make. I got inspiration from the orange cat by doing a more stylized design, and from both cat pictures, I incorporated some foliage and fun little design elements like the stars and the moth. I decided to go with the flannel moth because I absolutely adore fluffy moths. They're so cute. Sorry, can you even see my face? I also used the Saturnidae, I don't know how to pronounce it, the Saturnidae caterpillar's spikes as my like branches. And later when you see me coloring it in, I'm trying to use more vibrant colors, coloring it similar to the spikes of the caterpillar. I've got my outline and now I'm gonna pick from these color cubes. Let me just open this here. I mean, I can't really see, like the tops are pretty obscured, so I can't even really see what card I would be picking. So trying not to look. We've got burgundy, blush, hot pink, and tangerine. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't super excited with the color scheme that I ended up picking, but as I started coloring this piece, this actually became one of my favorite pieces I've done so far. And I even made a little bit of a breakthrough with my digital painting as well. I've always struggled with coloring my digital drawings. I get laser focused on every little detail and I get very perfectionistic on coloring in the outline super exactly with all of my base colors, which is totally fine. Like some artists do that. I feel like as I go to start coloring in the piece more and more, it just becomes like really stiff. I zoom in really close to fill in these details. And then when I zoom out, I realize that all of the detail work that I put in, you can't really see like when you're looking at the piece as a whole. So it ended up not mattering in the first place. And this time I took a step back. I tried not to zoom in as much till like the very last stages of my piece. And taking this loose approach to painting made the process go much more smoothly and was a lot more enjoyable to do. I've tried to do this in the past with digital drawings. This time it seemed to click a little bit more. I tried to treat this drawing like it was on a real canvas. I first started out doing traditional drawing and painting. Like I would paint using acrylics on a canvas. And it was honestly like a tough transition, and it still kind of is a learning process for me. And that was like years ago too, but transitioning from primarily painting on canvas to digital drawing, I feel like traditional painting, it's a lot easier to just let the paint and the paint brushes just like do their thing and not get super caught up on making everything look really perfect. But with digital drawing, you can draw a haphazard circle, hold it, at least with Procreate, you can hold it and then it'll just like, it'll straighten the circle out, make it look more like a circle. I feel like that is something that I've been trying to learn, to just not be so perfectionistic when it comes to digital drawing, because it does make the piece come out a lot more stiff. I layered my colors over top of each other with this piece. I was blending here and there, color picking those new colors that develop from layering these colors on top of each other. And it was really nice. I liked it. I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit. I don't know if this is obvious for everybody else. It wasn't very obvious to me until I started making my own videos for YouTube, but I wanted to make note that I've edited out a lot here, and I'm experimenting with different video formats and trying to see like what I personally like and would like to see, you know, on YouTube. I prefer more fast-paced art videos and seeing the process come together a lot more quickly. I've edited, that's kind of a hard word for me to say. I've edited out a lot of undos, a lot of like redrawn lines. What you're seeing here is the final lines that I ended up going with, and I edited out all of the unnecessary like undos and redrawn lines. Because when you try to speed that up, it looks very jumpy and it's not very like nice to look at, in my opinion. If you're seeing my art from the past, but also in the future, like if you're seeing my art on here, I don't have a perfect drawing process like this. My drawings don't always go super smoothly. Edited. It's very edited. You know, this is all for entertainment. It's not showing everything, the whole process. I could, but that's just not the type of videos that I want to make. I have been feeling very overwhelmed with moving to New York. It has been a huge change for me. And I'm not gonna lie, the past couple weeks have been really rough for various reasons. I would like to talk about the bright side of things. Since moving to New York, I think this is the most inspired I have ever felt in my life. And yes, it has been a bit crazy for me, but I feel so much more creative energy here than I have in a while, in a really long time. Even though I moved here from Colorado, this is the most I've been around in nature for a long time, surprisingly. You wouldn't expect that moving to New York City, but where I live, there is actually a lot of nature, a lot of trees, and there is also a really, really nice park not far from where I live. So I've just been like going there and walking around the park. I've also had a couple of events I've gone to just with some other creative people, and that has been so like creatively recharging in and of itself. It's been really nice. I will say it's getting close to the winter time here in New York. I've been told by multiple people that it sucks, that it's really bad. I'm bracing for the winter blues currently, but the fall time was absolutely beautiful. The fall colors were amazing, and we have just been like soaking up as much sun as we can before the winter time comes. Especially the past couple days, I've been feeling so down, overwhelmed, going to the park and like doing all of those things, getting some sun and like being able to hang out with really cool creative people has made me feel a lot better. Made me realize it's not so terrible here. It's okay. I'm doing okay. You know, I am finally settling in and I am feeling the creative energy. Just stay tuned for more videos. I swear I'll upload. I did end up having a very nice time doing this drawing, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. That's it. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.